but our ability to police the area effectively can only be enhanced by opening our jail and making all the constituents in the city of Los Angeles more safe. This isn't an issue that just affects our community, it affects all of the citizens of Los Angeles. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you so much. I know we do have, thank you all for coming out to address the committee on this issue. I would like to turn it over to my colleague, Mr. Joe Buscaino.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I do want to just point of personal privilege, thank the San Pedro Public Safety delegation for coming to Public Safety Committee. I continue to be inspired by your advocacy and your support of the men and women of the LAPD. You are leading this effort. You remind me of the commitment that both Chief Beck made and Mayor Garcetti made 3 years ago. Chief Moore clearly heard what we've been demanding for the reopening of the Harbor Jail, and it was clear in his budget that was sent across the street here to the mayor's office and the CAO's office. So I'm hopeful. And just know we have a great relationship with Mayor Garcetti, and he sits with us individually, all 15 members, asking for our priorities in the budget. And let me be clear publicly that my priority moving forward is dedicating dollars to the Harbor Jail in response to the demands from the community. And you're right, we are geographically disconnected. And I'm one of my leading factors, motivating factors to run for this office is as a police officer, as a senior lead officer then, I was scratching my head. I couldn't believe that the city could not open this jail facility. And here we are. Also recognize the challenges because we're 1/15 of the city. But that's not to say that we deserve equitable resources. It also reminds me why people in the Harbor area and residents want to succeed from the city because they need to ensure that we have fair treatment as it relates to resources. So thank you for being here. Appreciate, again, your advocacy. I was just with Jay Mastic, the new patrol captain, just last night at a Bridge Home meeting in Wilmington. And he turned to me, and Captain Mastic and I worked together when we were at Harbor together. He said, I'm still amazed by the love and support of the Harbor area communities for the men and women of the LAPD. And it's evident that you are here representing thousands of residents demanding for this resource. So thank you so much, Madam Chair, for listening to my colleagues on the Public Safety Committee. You are no stranger to the Harbor area community. So I really appreciate this and going through the budgetary process. So my message to you is continue to be vocal and visible on this issue and continue to advocate as we get through this budgetary process. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Buscaino. And again, thank you all very much for making the time to be here with us today. We still have some general public comment cards. Eric Previn. Mr. Previn?
Thank you. And obviously I support the group getting access to a reasonable jail in their neighborhood. I can just imagine the valley, if we didn't have a jail nearby, would be very, very stressful on our already taxed patrol officers. Here at City Hall, we have a trespassing warning that goes up in case somebody's misbehaving and they have to be asked to leave. It's just this first paragraph on the corner. The city attorney and I have been in discussions to provide a reasonable warning, because it's important, but in English and in Spanish. And as the public safety chair, Councilmember Rodriguez, I would like to leave a copy of it for you. This is just Google Spanish, but there are other, I showed it to two professional translators, each of whom, one said it's very good, the other said it's not good, but I can't tell. So, but I think that the point is clear, that we do want safety for our employees and for the members of the public who come to City Hall, and that the rules of that should be absolutely clear and fair. So that's why I'm leaving this.
Thank you very much.
Does anybody want to get up and collect this? Or?
Sergeant, would you please?
I don't want to get Martinez up if he's resting.
Thank
But
you.
here you go, sir. Thank you.
So, Mr. Spindler and Mr. Herman, you have signed up. We have 2 items that remain on the agenda, and public and general public comment. So, Mr. Herman and Mr. Spindler. For items 1 and 2, and then general public comment.
Sobre no hay justicia. No había justicia, nada cambiaría. ¿Y por qué? Porque hay gente en este mundo, señora Rodríguez, requesting the city attorney to prepare present draft. But I Wetback do not understand your language. La crisis de Cristobal nunca duerme con niños pa meter puto verga. Pero very high fire hazard, quemar como estás en el cielo con el pinche diablo. Nunca cambia nada aquí. Es la reflexión de putos, como el puto allí es sordo. Sordo porque nadie busca la palabra de Dios para cambiar la pinche gusta de nada aquí. Por punta jantamente, los pinche católicos meten la verga en señor Oferro en el culero, porque es un puto culero como Joe Busquiano pussy. So let me make this now in English translation. There is no justice. There is a crisis. The crisis is how we regulate a budget that works for public safety. As you heard for the record, Mr. Eric Preverance saying that there's a difference in language. There is a deficiency in the ADA for effective communication. And if you're not going to follow 42 U.S.C. 121.01 and discriminate, fuck you, fat bitch.
Okay. You can have your general public comment, or you can conclude.
Madam Chair, I take that back. You're one hell of a great cunt. To call me back for my 1 minute. Most people would say I'm deaf. But due to my mental health caused by the city of Los Angeles back in 2012, when you falsely went to my home and arrested me and had those fucking stupid pigs fuck the police, Joe Busquiano, and while I was handcuffed and slapped me and kicked me in a jail cell because I was suffering from a post-traumatic stress, now you know why I'm here to avenge the Dark Knight, you fucking stupid cops. Because I'm not Little Boozy. I'm Armando Herman. And I will go against you, the grain, that retaliated, harassed, and fucked with my mental health, you stupid son of a bitches. And now you will fear the fury of 42 U.S.C. 1983, fuck the police.
Mr. Spindler?
Yes, so go ahead here. So, yes, thank you. We have Tony Ricaza Gil Cedillo's left his card here. Thank you so much for that opportunity, yes. So, what did we learn here today? You want to open up another prison. Another place to lock people up.
Are you on general public comment or items 1 and 2? Right now you're on multiple.
Yeah, you got to go on items 1 and 2, dumbass. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So, the fire department brush clearance appeals? Fuck the brush clearance appeals. Waive all of these goddamn inspections. The reason why, and Mommy Monica will definitely want to waive all of these liens, is because there's going to be a story, I hear, coming out about these liens and how excessive they are. And in some cases, they were done with bribes. So, for example, the inspectors would come out from the fire department, and you get a little grease under their fingernails, a little grease, a little cash in their mailbox. The liens magically go away. But if you don't give them what they want, they add more and more and more, and they fucking add more expense and more expense, and then they bring out people to clean your property and bill you 400% more, and that's the reason why Greg Smith has went to the FBI on item 1, and he's, for the hell of it, he's done it on item 2, because he wants to put the police chief and the entire fire department under federal consent decrees. So we endorse Mr. Smith's cleanup operation in 2019.
All right. So the public comment on public safety. Apparently, your city attorney on the 8th floor has shut down the public hallway. 4 million people in the city cannot go to the 8th floor and make an appointment with their city attorney for business. Isn't that interesting? One man claims he's tried to do it for 5 years. What's Mike Fuhr hiding from? Why is Mike Fuhr hiding? Because his civil, for example, the chief of his civil division was taking referral fees and had to resign all of a sudden when David Zonheiser confronted him with it. You know, that's why my case doesn't get settled, because you guys are so crooked in the city attorney's office, you can't get me in and out. So what's going to happen is the FBI is going to be in and out. Now they've moved to the city attorney's office. Mr. Fuhr, open the 8th floor
Thank you
and
very
give
much.
Mr. Previn his
Mr.
appointment.
Spindler, your time is
Mr.
concluded. Thank
Previn
you.
needs an appointment.
That concludes general public comment. That will take us to item number 1.
Thank you. Item number 1 is a motion, Rodriguez-Martinez, and a Los Angeles Fire Department report relative to additional recommendations for the 2017 brush clearance assessment appeals.
Thank you. So per an amending motion that I submitted regarding the 2017 brush clearance assessment appeals recommendations from this committee, I had referred recommendations numbers 1A, 1B, 3A, and 3B back to committee, which are before us today. I'd like to make the following recommendations, colleagues. For item 1A, we want to waive the administrative fee and confirm the total assessment. For item 1B, we want to waive the administrative fee and confirm the total assessment. For 3A, we want to waive the administrative fee and confirm the assessment. And for item 3B, we want to waive the administrative fee, reduce the cost of clearance by $12,850, and confirm the total assessment. Thank you. I do understand that the fire department has technical corrections. Is that correct? Hi, Chief.
So good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the Public Safety Committee. Yes, we did have some technical corrections that we would like to make to the document. Most of those are just simply typographical errors, and I have provided that information just to make sure that for the record we have everything as accurate as possible.
So the clerk, we do have those technical corrections?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So I'd like to move, I know Mr. Buscaino moved to adopt with the technical corrections. If there are no objections, that'll be the order. Thank you very much. Colleagues, that brings us to item number 2, which unfortunately we have no one prepared for that conversation, so we will go ahead and continue that item. And with that, have we cleared the desk?
Yes, Madam Chair, the desk is cleared.
Thank you very much. This meeting is adjourned.
Chair.
have to go back to your desk and close the meeting out from there. You know that thing that they were checking?
Oh, yes, I had never been into that site.
Right, yeah, you can close it from there. Normally you'd have closed it